Have you ever wondered what a CEO who is worth $1 billion does after they retire? Well, Jeff Bezos spends millions and billions of dollars to satisfy his life's desires. Jeff Bezos startled the world on July 5th of 2021 when he publicly resigned from Amazon as CEO, leaving the company with a net worth of $213 billion. Bezos retired 7 years earlier and 172,000 times wealthier than the typical American retiree. Whoa, what a guy indeed. I must say I am curious about what Bezos has spent his money on. What extravagant and weird new ideas he has been up to now that he finally left his chair as the CEO of Amazon a year ago. Let's find out. As strange as it may sound, Bezos' first significant expenses upon retirement was his divorce from his wife Mackenzie. The day following Bezos' formal resignation, the official divorce declaration was made public, and Mackenzie Bezos, the woman he has been with over 25 years, ended their relationship entirely. Although the grounds for the divorce was not disclosed, it was rumored that the Amazon millionaire had discovered another lady at the time. This allegation was subsequently validated when he was seen numerous times with Lauren Sanchez, a former television host who is now a helicopter pilot. This is not something that I should stick my nose into. I'm more interested in the divorce settlements, specifically the large sum of money Mackenzie received. And man, when I tell you that it was large. It was large. Bezos started Amazon after the couple got married, and since they didn't sign up a prenup, per the law, Mackenzie should receive a 50% ownership stake in the business. It wasn't the case, but if it had been, she would have had a net worth of $56 billion, making her the richest woman in the world. In the settlement they came to, Mackenzie received 25% of Jeff's stock, which amounted to 4% of the company. Mackenzie gained $38 billion from her 4% stake, or around 20 million shares of Amazon, elevating her to third place among all female billionaires. Elon Musk may have overtaken Bezos as the richest person alive after the divorce made his pockets considerably lighter and removed him from his $200 billion position. Why are billionaires willing to spend millions of dollars on yachts? Do they feel like modern Jack Sparrow? Or does it give them the Titanic Jack vibe? Superyachts are known to be the aquatic soulmates of billionaires. For personal use, most billionaires either actively own or actively rent boats. It's so typical of the 1% that you could believe that billionaires like Jeff Bezos consider themselves to be some sort of modern-day Jack Sparrow. In fact, his passion for superyachts was so great that even after retiring and splitting his wealth with his ex-wife, he was still able to reach into his pockets. The great Amazon boss is currently spending George Clooney's entire net worth on a yacht. This billionaire and their weird obsession with yachts. Now, on a more serious note, I thought it was odd that a 417-foot yacht would require another yacht for helicopter landings, when a ship that were even half its size could easily come with 2 helipads. So I did some research and discovered that it had to do with Bezos' hubris and everything to do with the elaborate and probably unnecessary design. When his mega yacht was finished, anyone attempting to land a helicopter on it would have to navigate a number of challenging hurdles. And that, my friend, is a recipe for disaster. Nevertheless, the same massive sales are also the cause of the ship's interminable delay because Bezos is still spending money each day as we speak. The only thing that Jeff Bezos loves more than yachts is land and properties, which is what most billionaires do. However, this hasn't stopped the man from spending George Clooney's net worth on a completely different after-retirement hobby, the $578 million real estate portfolio. Unlike his rival Elon Musk, who doesn't mind sleeping in some 50,000 collapsible homes, Bezos has been selective about his choices. Bezos bought $10 million for a 20,600 square foot, 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom home on a 5.3-acre lot near Medina, Seattle, while Amazon was still a fledgling company. The world's richest man at the time, Bill Gates, lived close by his property. Amazon had already reached new heights of prosperity by 2005, So Bezos invested an extra $50 million in a nearby 8,300 square foot mansion with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. Since then, Bezos has proceeded to spend tens of millions of dollars buying homes and other properties around America, with a staggering 310 feet of shoreline between the properties combined. Amidst the pandemic, he purchased a luxurious 3-bedroom penthouse on the 20th floor of the 212 Fifth Avenue in Manhattan for $16 million. He had already spent $80 million purchasing the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th floors of the same building. He spent $23 million on a former textile museum in Washington, D.C.'s affluent Columbia neighborhood. Then, just for the sake of privacy, in January of 2020, Bezos paid $5 million for a 4,800 square foot property across the street from the museum. After spending $96 million on 4 separate homes, Bezos purchased a $23 million unit in a historic building there in 2021 after he had retired. Then, in an unexpected sci-fi movie move, Bezos took inspiration from Bruce Wayne with the manner in which he purchased the most expensive property in Maui, Hawaii. Instead than paying for this incredibly costly property, which cost $78 million, Bezos purchased the holding company that owned the land, and that's what we call Batman. One of the most entertaining things to see has to be 2 billionaires competing against one another, especially when they decide to outweigh each other with their great money. The eccentric billionaire Elon Musk has accused of Jeff Bezos of copying him since 2017. After the latter spent $1.3 billion to acquire an electric self-driving company for no apparent reason, at the time, no one knew Jeff Bezos for building electric cars. That is Elon Musk's area of expertise. Currently, this appears to be the case between Bezos and Musk. It is easy to empathize with Musk since he is the undeniable millionaire and the owner of SpaceX. Just a few days after retiring, Bezos invested $5 billion in his own aerospace business, Blue Origin, to travel to space for 4 minutes. The question is, was Bezos really copying Musk? The answer is, not really, because Blue Origin was created in 2000, making it a bit older than SpaceX, which was established 2 years later. However, in 2017, when Bezos was preoccupied with other matters, Musk revolutionized spaceflight. Bezos declared that he would be selling $1 billion worth of Amazon shares annually to support his space goals. Thus, he must have felt pressure to remain relevant in the space sector. We can confirm that Bezos has been selling Amazon shares. In 2021 alone, he sold shares worth $2 billion, but we are unable to determine if he has been spending the proceeds in Blue Origins. However, given that this Blue Origin has not been profitable since its inception and that it is still operating today, it is safe to assume that Bezos may have invested those billions as promised. As a result, it is possible that Bezos isn't really copying Musk and is instead simply following his own interests. The Mountain Clock. Wristwatches have to be among the most ludicrously costly and ludicrously affordable luxury products ever found on the market. Watches can be the most obscenely expensive goods on the market for a tool that only serves to tell the time. High-end watches from companies like Patek Philippe and Rolex can cost millions of dollars, and they are frequently clear markers of excessive wealth. This isn't exactly the case though, since many notable billionaires including as Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Zuckerberg either wear far less expensive watches or nothing at all. For instance, after his retirement, Jeff Bezos has only been seen wearing a 12,000 Ulysses Nard and dual time watch. To you, that's a lot of money. But to Bezos, I think $12,000 is just change in his pocket. Bezos might not wear a crazy expensive watch, but he spent a crazy amount of money to construct a mountain clock, which costed him a whopping $42 million. In 2018, Bezos originally had the idea for a giant clock that would be built into a mountain. Since then, he has employed the assistance of engineers and contractors to construct the clock within a mountain in West Texas. But why does this clock cost $42 million and what makes it unique? This clock will be mechanically driven by day-night thermal cycles and synced at solar noon. On the other hand, it is a giant 500-foot tall clock, and most things that are big typically cost $1. The clock is also meant to tick just once a year and chime once per 1,000 years. Jeff Bezos is basically building a clock that will keep time for the next 10,000 years. To justify this expensive and strange project, he has explained that the clock would serve as a reminder to people that the far future exists and that it will affect their descendants. Nobody currently knows when the project will be finished or when the clock will be commissioned. For a timepiece that is practically eternal, but I bet it will take a long time. Literally, time takes time. The $42 million budget could double or triple if the project takes longer than expected to complete. Additionally, if you are planning on checking the mountain clock when it is finished, you might be out of luck because the billionaire is doing so on his own property in a remote part of Texas for reasons that are only known to him. Let's now take a minute to think. What sort of insane undertaking would you embark on if you are a billionaire? Comment below and let us know. We appreciate your support and interest in our video. Remember to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more updates. And we hope to see you in the next one.